day kicked off nice and early. The chirping of the birds followed us all the way to America's first mile, Mile 0 of Highway 1.
Hey travelers, Mag, I, and Skeletor 10 here on day 17 of our trip around the United States. Today we are starting our day in Fort Kent, Maine. We're going to take a walk across the border into New Brunswick, go grab a geocache, and then we're going to go ahead and get on the road. We're starting our way from the top part of Maine. We're going to go west toward Dickey, and then we're going to go east back toward the other side of the state. From there we'll begin to work our way south, mostly along the coast, somewhat inland, and we're going to be working pages and counties along the way. We have more miles on the agenda than we did yesterday, but they're not like the miles that we drove yesterday, so we're more than happy to tackle them. As far as I know, fingers crossed, it's going to be all paved roads today. It's a good weather forecast, so it shouldn't be dumping down on us. I'm thinking today is going to be a pretty good day to be out exploring the state of Maine. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. Come on, let's go check this thing out together.
From America's first mile, we crossed the bridge over international waters. The water looked plenty cold this morning. In just a few short minutes, we'd crossed over into New Brunswick, Canada. Of course, the very first thing we see looked super Canadian. Although it was a very short trip into Canada, we were fortunate enough to encounter this beautiful church along the walk. Our course led us down the road to a cemetery. We walked through the gates and proceeded directly to the center. It only took a moment to make the find before we were on our way back to the States. Our next stop was the far-flung page 66 out in Dickey. It was quite a long drive out there and back again, but we did have to admit the view under the bridge was quite marvelous. Our route brought us into the hillside park Four Corners in Madawaska. There was a lot to be seen as we walked the grounds here, and there were many great tributes to Harley-Davidson and motorcycle riders alike. This stop only would have been better if we would have actually been able to find the cache that we were there for in the first place. Oh well. At least we were still able to fill up with some moosey juice before we hit the road again. Because we were definitely going to need some energy if we were going to play around at Indian Park.
Oh, good. I like this seesaw. This is a winner. Alright.
In the city of Holton, we got to climb the hill for the Maine Soapbox Derby. It definitely looked like the right spot to take a high-speed ride downhill. It was easy to imagine ourselves behind the wheel of a soapbox, although I've never done that before. The top of the hill provided a great viewpoint over the park. We debated lunch as we prepared to head out into the countryside once again. We spotted this downtown little park in Holton and decided to take a break. There were a lot of interesting sights in this park which really grabbed my attention, including this beautifully done Veterans Wall from World War II. And we were just on time to catch the bus before it packed up for the day. We were able to beat the usual fast food fare and grab a lunch that we could really look forward to on this long drive. Dog had been in great shape all day long, so she was very excited about this hike when we got out there. She trucked along for the whole mile up and down hills and across bridges to reach our destination. Seems like a good night's sleep makes all the difference in the world for the amount of energy that the dog has. At some twists and turns, it was all I could do just to keep up with her. She had to wait for me around the bend many times just to make sure I was keeping up okay. The trail continued to fall along the course of the river for the entire mile out to the viewpoint. One of those few times where the trail is almost just as good the whole way through. But of course, it was the waterfall at the end that was the real gem. We just can't pass up a view like this.
Great viewpoint, but it feels a bit treacherous up here, so holding on to this tree with dear life.
After that waterfall, we turned and hit another trail to go reach Shin Falls. The dog was still tired from the first hike. But we weren't worried, seeing as how this trail was less than half the distance of the one we'd taken the first time around. We were all very happy to be greeted with the sight of the waterfalls at the end of the trail. This one was even better than the one that we'd just been through. What a treat to get to visit 2 waterfalls on the trails out here. Our last stop of the day was an artesian well just off the side of the road. The water here was crisp and refreshing. We had to time how long it took to output a gallon of water. So we used it as an opportunity to fill up our water supply in general. And before we knew it, the sun was setting on yet another beautiful day out here in Maine.
Alright, that wraps up day 17 of our trip, and what a great day it has been. We covered over 300 miles today, 10 DeLorme pages through the northern section of the state. We saw 2 amazing waterfall views and just enjoyed being out on the road. Did I mention how much I like seeing paved road after our experiences yesterday? That was rough. So today, even when we got out to the farthest reaches in the pages where those waterfalls were located, it was still paved all the way to the goal, which is all we wanted to see. Tomorrow we're going to head on into Bangor. We're going to finish up the Maine DeLorme challenge. We're going to spend a little bit of time exploring Bangor and seeing the sights it has to offer. If we're really lucky, we may get to meet some friends of ours. So we're very excited about being a nice, easy-paced day that we're not going to have to rush through a bunch of pages for. Thank you for tuning in. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and looking forward to sharing our next adventure with you. Rock on!